Shadows lurk, mirror, blur. Shadows stretch time, stay cool beneath rocks, allow darkness, unrushed. And when we learn to name what matters, the clock quiets, and with half-closed eyes we might just about see the gentleness of what exists beneath the silence, the darkest reaches. So Ilse and I are in one of our very favourite places in Swanage. Where are we, Ilse?
We're at the Green Gauge Community Gardens, and it's such a lovely place, warm atmosphere. People come here.
Loads of volunteers. It's Friday morning, so all the volunteers are here planting. And we're here to do a little bit of art and to think about shadows and shade.
That's right.
So what we can do?
So the practical element of it, we're going to be doing cyanotype printing, which is a process which uses, well, we're going to be using organic matter, so things that we can find, leaves, flowers, that kind of thing.
Stuff,
yeah, collecting things, and then lay them out onto, we're going to be making some bunting, and we might do some paper as well. So you lay them out onto some fabric which has already been treated with a combination of chemicals, and then you lay your organic matter onto that, put some glass on top, then expose it to the sun, and the sun has a reaction with the chemical, and then once it's exposed, you rinse it off, and your image is revealed.
So it's a great activity to do either with a friend or in a group as well, because
Or on your own.
Or on your own, yeah, because the whole collecting process as well, and finding the things to make the composition. And we're talking about shadow and shade, so I guess this is a bit to do with the kind of negative shape and the pattern of something, using sort of the shadow of it.
That's right, yeah. The fabric that I've treated with the chemicals is at the moment in an envelope where all the light is excluded. The minute I take it out of there and bring it out into the UV, it starts exposing.
Okay, so you're keeping it in the box until
keeping it
we're
in the
really
box.
ready with all our stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we might just want to have a quick little think about how we want to compose it, just so that we can work quickly once we've got the things out.
Yeah.
So
when we've chosen these things, we've chosen stuff for the shape of it, really, haven't we? And would you suggest with the composition quite busy, or is it quite good with, does it matter?
I did hear somebody saying, I think it was Philippa Perry, about the edges, things coming in from the edge. So a composition is all about what comes in from the sides.
Yeah, so just anything that takes our fancy, but we're just using the shapes and the patterns, basically.
Yeah. So one of the things, because when I was playing with this at home, it seems with the flowers, if they're put down that way, because you put your glass,
it's going to squash it.
Yeah, which is good, because you want the light. The closer things are to the surface or the paper, the more light they exclude. So in some ways, it's quite nice to have this sort of little bit of ambiguous shadow around them and so on, but it's also nice to have some quite solid bits. So this is what.
But we're not pressing it down yet.
We're not pressing it down. We're just.
Okay, so I've done a shape.
I'm happy.
It's pretty basic.
That's fine. So now I'm going to get our papers out.
Okay,
Everyone
so
ready?
we have to be ready.
Okay.
And do you mind with something like this that you don't necessarily know for sure, even though we think we're going to be pretty sure because we're placing it on, but you don't really know for sure how it's quite going to come out?
Oh, that's part of the magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with me for writing, really, exploring kind of the bits I don't know rather than the certainties that I do know. And I think that's probably the most interesting thing about creative writing as well, not just sticking with the things that are certain.
Yeah.
Because there is an element of uncertainty with this, isn't there?
Yeah.
So it's already going a different colour.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep going. Okay, put your glass on, and then you can just go into the...
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
Oh,
just
God.
squish it down. Yeah, so now we go into the direct sun.
What I love about this is that the compositions are really beautiful with the flowers and the organic material, but the actual artwork is going to be about what's not there.
We're at a point now where they've gone, you can see particularly on Sarah's here, there's a sort of a coppery colour starting to come into it. Especially over here, you can see. So we can take it towards the water and go and rinse them off. It's going to start revealing the magic.
Oh, look.
Right, okay, so let's bring our pieces into the water.
Bring your pieces into the water, guys.
Yeah, so I'll just take that off you. I'm just going to do that. Yeah. Okay, and we'll need to start changing this water shortly because we need to keep rinsing it. So I will need this hose pipe. So this gets washed for about 5 minutes and we keep changing the water. And remember, it keeps developing while it's in the sun, so I'm just putting it in the shade.
So it'll go darker and darker. The blue will get darker and darker.
So, okay. So shall we go and put these in the tree to dry?
The tree, yeah.
And we can, now that we've done one, have another look. Let's go and have a look and see.
So also, I really enjoyed that, and I just get the feeling that it's something that I would actually quite like to do. I'm going to take some paper home on my own at home and just really get into experimenting with different kind of shapes and things. But also it was really nice to do with the others as well, and you could just keep going. It's quite Moorish as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. The thing is, there's so much scope for experimenting. So it's like with any process, when you start, you just do a few. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter just play, and that way you learn about the process, and then you can just experiment and try all kinds of different things.
So the main message is to just have a go, and it doesn't really matter if we know how it's going to come out.
Yeah, not
because
at all.
that is part of the playing and not worrying too much about that.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed being here.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.